right, we're back live with another video. And right now, as we get into it, we're looking at the charts. The crypto prices are moving, and that's always exciting. It's always exciting when they're moving in more of an upward direction, obviously, than it does when they're going in a lower direction. Right now, we are looking at the AGIX chart. It was our first CNT to pop off and actually double in its volume and its market cap since we started. And after we look at this, we'll look at the portfolio, and then we're going to get into today's video, which is understanding how to calculate price. We're going to be looking at market capitalization, fully diluted market caps. We're going to go into total value lockup, which is also known as TVL in short. We're going to be looking at a few websites that describe some of that TVL, and it should be definitely valuable for you in your crypto journey. Okay, so AGIX is right now currently in the mix of their BGI Summit, which is Beneficial Generative Intelligence Summit. This is in Panama City right now, happening as we speak, going live. You can look at the SingularityNet YouTube channel where they post those entire conferences live. It's like 8 hours a day or whatever. Charles Hoskinson, founder of IOG and Cardano, pretty much one of the major architects of smart contracts and this new technology that we can benefit from in this blockchain space. The Cardano ecosystem just did an interview with SingularityNet last week. That's also on their YouTube channel. You can check that out. So there's lots of waves happening with AGIX, and just wanted to continue to celebrate the growth of AGIX. When we disclosed where AGIX was in the chart when it popped off the top, it was right around here. It was around the 50 cent mark. Okay, we're looking at a weekly chart here against the US dollar, and since then it has grown more. It has grown over 50%. It's actually about to pop off the chart again. You know, in our model portfolio, what we do is we track all of these Cardano native assets. We have 24 of them, excluding ADA. So ADA would make it 25 assets in the model portfolio. We're tracking them in real time. We have presented little mini charts of their growth, and when they double in value, that's when they go off the chart. That's what we call off the chart here at Crypto Fluency. And what that means is we created an additional chart that recalibrates and it sets that measure again. So then once that token would then double again, it will go off the chart an additional time. And so AGIX, congratulations to the team. I'm excited about what they're doing. And it was the bonus reveal on what one of the tokens in our Cardano native asset list is. So AGIX, it was one of our first picks. It's still performing well. There's a lot of solutions coming out with them. And let's just take a look at ADA while we're at it. My goodness, ADA is doing really well. Very interesting. Very interesting with ADA. It's something I'm very much keeping my eye on. Every day I'm very much in these charts, doing my due diligence, technical analysis, hard backbreaking work for you. If you want to take advantage of some of that work, join cryptofluency.io OG members. We just published our roadmap in the website where you can look at what we have coming up in the future, what we've already completed, where we're going to go. And you as an OG member are going to have some great advantages that are going to come down the line that are set in stone. You know, the OG membership's only going to be open for a certain amount of time. And that's TBE, to be announced later. TBA, right? To be announced later. And Bitcoin. So here's the interesting thing. Okay, so right now Cardano is sitting at 65 cents. That's great, right? It's great. It's grown a lot since the swing bottom, the swing low, And the interesting thing is, and I discuss in my videos, is I follow Bitcoin a lot, right? I mean, it's the OG Bitcoin. Thank you, Satoshi Nakamoto, wherever you are, for blockchain technology. So out of respect and for many other reasons, we follow Bitcoin. Okay, it's very wise to follow Bitcoin, even though Bitcoin is not in the portfolio, right? So take that. Okay, so this line that I have up here marks where Bitcoin's previous all-time high was. And look, before this video is over, or when you watch this video, Bitcoin could have already hit its previous all-time high of around $66, $67, $1,000. That's the all-time high it hit last bull run. Now, why am I excited about that as it relates to Cardano? Well, because the altcoins always have this lag. So Bitcoin is the first mover. It's the one that's rising. It's the one that's paving and leading the way first. And most investors, the majority of investors out there, traditional investors in the traditional market, the legacy system, big institutions, where they're putting their money first? Bitcoin, right? They're putting their money in the Bitcoin. In the US, the spot ETF for Bitcoin just came out, so the money is going to Bitcoin first. And then what happens in my experience is that a lot of that money then moves into altcoins a little after. What's very exciting about Cardano's chart for me right now is that as we are seeing this massive weekly candle go up in Bitcoin right here, right? We are looking at just it's knocking at the door of the previous all-time high. And two things can happen. Now, it is February 28th. It's the last day of February. It is the shortest month of the year. Tomorrow's March 1st. In my country, we are battling in Congress the continued resolution. Okay, it's what they call the continuing resolution, this CR bill, where Congress is fighting on what to do about the money it's giving out on a quarterly basis. Now, this continuing resolution bill has been passed down the line and down the line. There are so many infighting matrices happening right now that we're not going to get into, but it's like, what do we do with the money? Do we defend this? Do we do that? Do we do this? All right, it's like crazy and it sucks. And what can happen is that the US government is almost at the, maybe tomorrow, right? Tomorrow we're at the point where we might shut down the government. And that sounds alarming, but it's not what you think. It's not that we're shutting down the entire government. It's just that certain aspects of the government sort of shut down while they reorganize and negotiate how to develop a new plan for the budget, which is out of absolute control. I mean, trillions and trillions, multiple tens and tens of trillions of dollars in debt. It's absolutely nuts what's going on. Shout out to blockchain technology for perhaps helping provide a cure for this insanity that we're dealing with. And so I tend to focus more on the crypto markets, which has a lot of positive news, lots of development, and away from those news outlets and what have you. And so hopefully this could be that for you. This could be an educational channel for you to see some positive light. Why I say all that is because tomorrow, if the government shuts down, who knows what the price of Bitcoin can do, right? There could be a lot of negative sentiment that happens out of that. And it's a crowd psychology. So it could threaten to get very close to the all-time high. And then because of this government shutdown, negative sentiment bounce back down and create a little bit of a decline for a couple weeks. Okay, so we have no idea. It could also be the case that Bitcoin goes towards that all-time high, knocks on the door, touches it, and actually breaches it forward with a little bit of momentum, with a little bit of exuberance, right? It could have the opposite effect, where negative sentiment sometimes turns into bullish sentiment when most of the crowd thinks that things are going to go one way. In fact, it goes another way. And so that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping it goes up in that direction. So we have no idea, right? We'll just keep our eye on it. We're here tracking all of this live for you in real time. And all the OG members and inner circle group members get notifications when major moves are happening, as well as news in the crypto world that is relevant to the overall growth of the space. Okay, so don't worry, we got that backbreaking work covered for you here in real time. Now, back to why this is exciting for the Cardano community. When a token is on its initial bull phase, and you can remember that our targets are well over here. Okay, our targets are over here coming in 2025. So we still have time. But what happens when a token begins to press and change its structure from bearish to bullish sentiment is it's now on a journey towards its previous all-time high. And if we look at the previous all-time high, so this is 2 all-time highs ago, during the bull run of 2017, the very end of 2017, Bitcoin was at $20,000. That was its all-time high. And then it went through a bear market, and then it surged again on this journey to eclipse its previous all-time high of $20,000, making a new all-time high of 67. Okay, now here we are in the cycle again. Bitcoin has declined, like all the other assets, over the bear market. And now it's pushing towards its previous all-time high, right? This is all going to make a whole heck of a lot of very interesting sense here in a minute. Once it hits that all-time high, there's a lot of bullish momentum that actually presses that price up. There's a lot of pressure upward because of fear of missing out and a plethora of other factors. Like, as you can see here, if we zoom in to when Bitcoin breached its previous all-time high, and I will go ahead and bring a horizontal ray here that will sort of show when that was the case. So if you can see right around here, okay, what was it? See exactly the month if we can splice it out for y'all. Okay, so November, this was when it started. So it tested, see how what would happen was, I just threw this line up here, but when it tested, okay, it had a tiny bit of resistance, and these are weekly charts. So it came up here and touched it during this week of November 30th of 2020, okay, and then it had a week of resistance. But then look what happened. Look what happened to the price of Bitcoin. I mean, it went absolutely bonanzas, right? I mean, from that point forward, Bitcoin rose. Let's just kind of, roughly, I'm going to sort of use the tool here to roughly estimate that. It went on to go ahead and go up 200%. And let's see how long that took it. I'm going to move this line down a little bit to get out of my way so I can use the price measurement tool effectively. Okay, now we got this thing in the way, huh? Every time you move this. Okay, so it goes roughly 200% in 10 weeks, so 70 days. That's massive. That's a massive rise. Okay. And so where we are here now, just to kind of bring things back into perspective, is that we're in this week of potentially touching this previous all-time high. Okay. And who knows, right? Depends. It all depends on what's going on. Like I told you, with the continuing resolution and all that. Now let's look at the price of ADA. And what's interesting about ADA is it is not even touched, okay, its previous all-time high, which could be very exciting if you think about it, when you put some thought into this. Okay, so I already have the trend line here. You see this trend line right here? This blue line that my cursor is scanning across is the mark of Cardano's previous all-time high of about $1, okay? And then from $1 to $1.20 was that window, that box of Cardano's all-time high, its previous all-time high. Okay. And like I said, that there is this lag that tends to be the case when Bitcoin makes its moves, the altcoins follow later in time. I think it has to do a lot of, I think it has a lot to do with the reallocation of investment and Bitcoin holders who might just be holding Bitcoin from a long time ago, who are not necessarily new investors, but their token stacks grow in tremendous value. They then diversify that Bitcoin into altcoins. So there is so much of that that's going on, and that's not the topic of today's video. But what's really exciting, okay, is that in here, let's go ahead and zoom in to when Cardano eclipsed its all-time high. And just to note, these charts, as of now, very much look the same. The Cardano chart with the Bitcoin chart, the Ethereum chart, they very much look similar because we live in this very auspicious time right now where the charts tend to follow each other. You know, there will be a time that comes very soon, maybe at the end of this next cycle, where you're going to see some decoupling happening, where it won't even be that advantageous to use Bitcoin as a follow, as a model to begin to speculate where altcoins will follow, right? When perhaps another altcoin surpasses Bitcoin in market capitalization, right? We're going to get to these calculations about the price discovery and how you can use this to your advantage. It's extremely exciting and is relevant to what I'm showing you right now with this. So, okay, where do we have Bitcoin? We have Bitcoin knocking at the door of its previous all-time high. But Cardano, to get to its previous all-time high, is this green line up here. It has not yet even eclipsed or knocked at the door of its previous all-time high. And so what you see with these altcoins, Cardano being an altcoin, is the volatility measures are so much grander than what tends to happen in Bitcoin's case, because Bitcoin's market cap right now is well over $1 trillion. Cardano's market cap right now is like almost 30 billion. It's so small. And we're going to look at references that show you exactly what I'm talking about as far as market cap. And we're going to do some calculations that if you write these things down, you're going to be able to master these calculations. Okay. And so I'm excited to share that with you. Now, let's look at November. Where did Bitcoin have its press towards its previous all-time high we just looked at? It was November of 2020. And so right now the cursor right here, the cursor is at that exact week of November, Monday, the 30th of November, 2020, right here. Now we're going to zoom in. We're not going to forget our spot. Okay, so it's right here, right? This is where Bitcoin was testing its previous all-time high, and then it had a week of resistance, and then it shot up, right? Okay. Well, this is what Cardano was doing at that time. See how it kind of had a lag and in fact even went down a little bit in value? And then what happened? Over that 70-day period, Bitcoin rose up and then had a little bit of like a double shoulder type of event where it kind of went all the way up and then sort of declined and then made an additional all-time high. And so these aren't identical, but they follow a lot of characteristics together that are advantageous to anyone who cares to pay attention. So let's do the price discovery tool and let's go ahead and shoot up. So it was about 70 days. Okay, so this is 105 days. Let's see. Okay, so let's look at where the 70-day mark was. It's going to be, okay, so this is like 77 days. It went, I think Bitcoin rose around that volume, it also went about 253%. But remember I said that there was a lag. Okay, so Bitcoin and Cardano rose about that same increase in the upper 0.02%. But then what happened to Cardano following those days far outperformed Bitcoin's rise, right? It goes from there to all the way up. You're cresting into the thousands of percents, and you're at about 1,800% from where Bitcoin eclipsed its previous all-time high. Okay? That's major. That's major to us followers of the Cardano ecosystem, because we have yet to even knock at the door of the previous all-time high. So who knows what's in store? Who knows what's in store right now for Cardano in its growth, in its own community of growth? Now, how does price continue to increase? We're going to look at that right now. We're going to look at how price increases so that we'll come back in real time. And every time I do a video, I'll update you on these charts so I can show you the progression. Okay, we can track in real time. So let's look at how we do some of these calculations. What is market capitalization? What is fully diluted market cap? What's TVL? What's total value locked up? And how does that matter to us when we're looking at a project? Okay. And so some of this is going to feel new, but it should be really simple. So we're now on CoinGecko. There's another website called coinmarketcap.com. I think that's a little bit more of a brand, a little bit more popular. CoinGecko is one I really like. Let me switch this to the dark mode for y'all. So it's a little dark in case you're watching this in the evening. Sorry, TradingView's dark mode just doesn't look as good. So we're going to have to, I actually have these glasses here. I love these glasses. I wear them all the time. I normally wear them until I do the video. I take them off for you guys because just, I don't know. But this, I always wear these glasses to shield the blue light. Okay, now we have CoinGecko. So what is this? Is cryptocurrencies prices by market cap. So then you have Bitcoin, Ethereum, right? Tether, BNB, Solana, Lido, XRP, Cardano. And over here, what you're going to see is the word market cap. Okay. And so you see Cardano, like I said, is pushing above $20 billion market cap. That sounds like a lot. But when you move up here to Bitcoin, okay, right? Over $1 trillion. So $1.2 trillion market cap. So that's $200 billion more almost than what Cardano's got going on. Almost $1.2 trillion more than Cardano's market cap. Right? I hope I said that right. That is pretty staggering. And so here's what you can just learn and understand in basic terms, how price goes up. Okay. So if Bitcoin's price at $61,000.83, right here, this exact price, for this price to double, let's say, to go to 122,000, something like that, right? 123,000. The market cap over here needs to double. If the market cap doubles, the price will double without the supply changing. Okay, so we're going to get into the calculations of this right now. Today, if another 22,864,240, all right, these are big numbers here, so we got to slow down with these numbers. If another $22,864,240,732 comes right into Cardano today, the price would double. Okay, so it would eclipse its previous all-time high. So why is that the case? Well, we're gonna click into Bitcoin here, and we're gonna look at these calculations. All right. And so when you click into Bitcoin here, what you're going to see is the price. you're going to see market cap here. And what is the market cap? Current price times circulating supply. That's the calculation that we're going to do right now. So bullet point number 1, how to find price of a crypto asset is you're going to calculate by dividing the market cap by the circulating supply. So let's do it ourselves. Let me see. I don't know if my calculator will show up. Probably doesn't show up. So right here, I actually have a calculator. It doesn't show up, but do this calculation with me. If you take the circulating supply, right? If you take the market cap, which is this number here. So if you go 122, 944, 808, 181. Okay. And you divide that now by the circulating supply of 19,640,156, you're going to get 62,267, right? And that's how you calculate the price. So at any given time, you can always calculate the price. And what's exciting about that is you could speculate and you can say, well, what if Cardano or what if Bitcoin's market cap grows to 2 trillion? Okay, so just take 2 trillion, enter that into your calculator, divide it by the circulating supply, and you're going to get the new speculative price, right? Current price times circulating supply is the market cap. So that's actually how the market cap is calculated. It's kind of like the backwards, the inverse calculation. So you take that current price and you times it by the circulating supply, you're going to get the market cap. If you want the price, you calculate by dividing market cap by circulating supply. All right? So I hope that makes sense. And so then you have this thing called circulating supply. Then you have this thing called max supply, okay, or total supply. And so you can see that the circulating supply of Bitcoin is underneath of the fully maxed supply of Bitcoin ever to be released, which is 21 million. So there are still Bitcoins being produced and minted. I think actually for over another 100 years, actually, Bitcoin will be minted. I know it's a small number to get there, but Bitcoin has this phenomenon called halving events where every 4 years the rewards get reduced in half, and that continues on a process out to 100 or so more years. Let's look at Cardano. Cardano. I typed in Cardano, did not say DEX check. Cardano right here. Now I might be able to do this calculation on my phone and like show it to you all in the calculator. Maybe that'll work. Let's try it again. Okay, so market cap. How do we get the market cap? By taking the current price and timesing that by the circulating supply. Okay. And how do we get the price? We divide the market cap, this number, by the circulating supply. Okay, so let's try to do that. And you can see that the max supply of Cardano is 45 billion, and there is 35.1 billion out in its circulation. So just like many of the tokens in Bitcoin, there is this concept of inflation, right? There is a little bit of inflation to the circulating supply every year because more are being minted and released, okay, out into the community until the fixed supply is reached, of which there will be no more ever introduced into the market. And so that stock to flow ratio is something to pay attention to as well when you're looking at this stuff. So let's go ahead and take the market cap of 22. I'm doing this on my phone here. So if you take, let's see if we can do it. 22, 610, 392, 070. Okay. So you just take the number. Let's divide that. Divided by the circulating supply. What do we got? 35 billion 156 million 549,152. So we just divided that number, and here we get, hopefully you can see that long number, 0.64, and so on and so on and so on. And so what I'm doing all the time in all these different asset projects is I'm doing these calculations where I speculate market cap inflow. So if Cardano, it's easy to recognize if it doubles, well, then the price will double. But what if it triples, or what if it quadruples? What if it just goes up 50%? I just love getting in the habit of doing this. And one of my mentors at one point said to me, and I've said this a bunch, I'll probably say it again. What do you think the app on my phone, which one do you think I use the most? And we were all like rattling off social media apps and what have you. And no, it was the calculator. The more you mess around with your calculator, it's like some weird law that then money sort of follows and begins to grow within your account. It's very bizarre. I didn't believe it, but I swear I'm on the calculator messing around with stuff here and there, right? And over time your account grows. Okay? And so now that we have the basics of what this means, I want to take this a step further, because we can also look at something called fully diluted market cap. So what we just did was we calculated the current price. But what you can also do is calculate the price according to what it would be if all the tokens right now were in supply. So this is a little different. You're going to take the market cap of where it sits right now, but you're going to divide that number by the actual max supply. And then you're going to get a number, okay? So if you divide the fully diluted market cap by the fully diluted supply, okay, of the tokens by the market cap, you get a number that we'll look at as a ratio. And the smaller that ratio, the better it is, because the smaller the distance between the market cap and the fully diluted market cap, the better it is as an opportunity, in my view. Okay? So I hope that made sense. We're going to go through a calculation. So remember, the fully diluted market cap are all of the tokens ever to be in circulation multiplied by the current price. Okay? And so if we divide that fully diluted market cap by the market cap, you get a number that we'll look at as a ratio. That is really advantageous to us. Okay? So let's divide 45 billion by the market cap. We're going to divide 45 billion divided by 222, 610, 392, 070. Okay? And that ratio is 0.199999. That's a really, really good ratio. It's a really good ratio. Okay? The smaller the distance between those numbers is better as an opportunity to zero. Okay? The smaller the number, the better. When I do calculations with altcoins that are brand new that have, let's say, 20% of their tokens out right now, which means there are 80 left in the circuit in the max supply, the number is very large. It could be 2 or 2 point something or 1.5 or 3 point something. So Cardano's and Bitcoin, who have been around for a while, it's a very understandable investment in lots of ways, because you don't have to worry about a tremendous amount of tokens getting into the flow, right? You don't have a lot more stock to come into the flow, the stock to flow ratio. So yes, there are 10 billion of them, but it is Cardano is also on this like 100-year tract of releasing their tokens, and so the number's small, okay? And so these are some calculations that might be of help for you as you move forward in your endeavors, okay? And so now the other aspect that we want to look at here when we're considering these calculations is this concept of TVL, okay? Total value locked up. And so what I want to share with you is a TVL ratio number that we can calculate, okay? And so the TVL ratio is market capitalization divided by the TVL number. The smaller the ratio number is, the more undervalued the project is as an investment. And that is where we're looking. We're looking to spot undervalued projects, okay? And the way in the crypto markets to spot undervalued projects, this is one way to spot undervalued projects in the crypto space, is that you can look at this ratio called the TVL ratio, where you're taking that market capitalization, the market cap, and you divide that by the TVL, okay? So where could we find the TVL of a project? Well, welcome to DeFi Llama. If you've never been to DeFi Llama, this is a fantastic resource. DeFi Llama, here you go, check it out. And so what you're looking at now is Cardano. We've selected total value locked, 413.61 million. So, and you can turn it into ADA. You can see how much ADA is locked. Okay. So when we look at how many ADA are locked, we're looking at a lot of ADA. Okay, it hovers from anywhere from the upper 700s million ADA down to, where is it at currently today? About 650 million ADA are locked in its ecosystem. And frankly, this number is not calculated properly because Cardano is something unique and different in all of the crypto projects. And they have something called liquid non-custodial staking. And so no other projects have this ability of liquid non-custodial staking like Cardano has, where, without getting into the weeds of what that is, when you get a wallet, like a Cardano native wallet, you know, every blockchain has wallet compatible with wallets that are compatible with their token. So if you are investing in Ethereum, you have a different wallet than if you have Cardano, right? So you can't really take Ethereum right now and just deposit it to Cardano's wallet or vice versa or other blockchains, right? Because now they can wrap Ethereum, they can wrap the asset, and you could, go through a bridge and essentially bring Ethereum to a Cardano wallet in that regard, but there's no interoperability yet, which Cardano is making moves to be one of the first pioneers in that space to securitize bridging of assets and being the first truly decentralized, fully interoperable blockchain. And what's unique about Cardano wallets is that we all might be familiar with the fact that you get a public key and you get a private key, right? Kind of like a house. You get your public address that everybody can see. You can send them your address. You can send anybody your address and they can mail you stuff. And then you also have your private keys to the house that you're not giving, obviously, anyone because, right, they could come in and rob your house. So it's like that with wallets where you have a public address that you can share, give out to people and accept payments. But then you also have private keys that only you can see that protect your assets from anyone taking or robbing your assets. And Cardano's wallet ecosystem is incredible. Okay, I put out hack rug pull awareness videos due to the level of scams out there. And most of the scams that you see in DeFi Llama, actually, I'm right here. I can take you there right now to show you. This is hacks. It has a hack feature, and this tracks every single chain out there. So DeFi Llama tracks the entirety of the crypto blockchain space. And so when you look at hacks, my gosh, total value hacked in USD, it's year to date, $7.68 billion hacked. I mean, it's just absolutely crazy. You know, how did they do it? Bridges, like I mentioned. And what you're going to see down here is the name of like what was hacked, the date. So actually February 22nd, 2024, as recently as a couple days ago, on Kronos, the blockchain Kronos, you had the classifications like how, like classification based on whether the hack targeted a weakness in infrastructure, smart contract language, protocol logic, or the interaction between multiple protocols. These are all reasons for these hacks and these vulnerabilities and these exploits. Technique, flash loan, new market. Okay, link, it could show you. Amount lost, $250,000. Now that's a small amount. Let's go down the list. February 18th, $26.1 million was drained out of people's accounts. Drained, straight up. Fixed float, this thing. If somebody's like, hey man, you got to invest in fixed float. You got to invest in tectonic, abracadabra. Protocol logic, right? 6.5 million, down the drain. Never going to see it again. And you're going to see a trend here. And this brings it home to what I'm trying to talk about with the wallets, which then will bring it home to the point of even mentioning wallets. But bear with me because there's a lot of value in what I'm talking about here, especially when you're considering choosing a blockchain ecosystem to present your hard-earned effort of money into, right? You know, do you want to be a victim like so many others? I don't. And so what you're going to see is Ethereum, Arbitrum, Ethereum. You will not find Cardano blockchain on this hack list. You will not find it. Infrastructure, protocol logic. Protocol logic is an Oracle attack, a signature exploit, flash loans, again, these stupid flash loans that they always talk about. Osmosis, don't ever fall for a flash loan. Florence Finance, Huboy, you know, all these things. These are exchanges. These are like Onyx protocol, infrastructure. What's common among all these stinking hacks? It's evident. It's absolutely evident and clear as day that the Ethereum blockchain out there, the one that everybody talks about all the time, is 99.9% of the hacks are on Ethereum. Solidity, the smart contract language of Ethereum, is a hacker's playground. People don't come to Cardano and mess around with hacking because Cardano takes that extremely serious, is why they built their technology on Haskell mean, I could just go on and on and on. I have to like curb myself here because it's very dear to my heart to protect you all from these vicious attacks, just instantaneously. You wake up and boom, it's gone. 26 million, 9 million, $86 million. Hecko Bridge infrastructure. Goes on and on and on. Let's keep going. August 15th, rug pull. Ethereum, Tron. Okay. Why? Why is it so important to recognize where you are as far as, as far as what you're doing with your wallets and such like that? Is because it makes all the difference. And so in addition to a private and a public key in Cardano's ecosystem, is that you also get a staking key. Okay? And your staking key is separate from your funds in the wallet. Okay? It doesn't have anything to do with your spending or receiving of funds in the wallet. The staking key represents your portion of ADA. Like let's say you have 1,000 ADA or 10,000 ADA in your wallet. Okay? With Cardano's glorious technology, you could stake your wallet to a stake pool that represents how much you have in that wallet. Yet the stake pool operator cannot do anything to your funds. And so your stake key is a representation of your assets that the party, the stake pool operator, has no control over. So if you delegate to a stake pool in the Cardano ecosystem, you begin to earn rewards and APY right off the bat. And the stake pool operator is doing the job of running a node that validates the transactions that are occurring on the blockchain in a distributed way amongst thousands and thousands of others that are doing the same thing. And in return, they're getting paid from the treasury and from the emissions of ADA, right? There's still 10 billion left. There's 35 billion out there, but 45 billion max supply to be released. So those rewards that are going out are going to the stake pool operators and to the delegators to the stake pools. To somebody like me who does not have the time and, frankly, the technical skill to run a stake pool. If I did, I would be doing it. In the background, I have these Bitcoin miners I bought in like 2017 as I thought I was going to be mining Bitcoin. I couldn't even figure that out. So they just sit there as like ornaments in my room. If I could run a stake pool, I would, but I can't. So thank goodness for Cardano, right? It's another major reason why Cardano's the layer one, in my opinion, that will win the smart contract race and the adoption race, is that you as a holder of ADA can delegate your wallet to one of these stake pools without the fear of it leaving or being drained from your wallet. Take it from me, I have several wallets that are all doing different things for me. They're all working hard for me, these wallets, actually working for me in the Cardano ecosystem. And so that liquid non-custodial staking is what the term is called, is difficult for platforms like DeFi Llama to actually recognize how much total value, or TVL, total value locked, is within the Cardano ecosystem. So that number that we saw there, we go to DeFi, we go to chains. All right, we go back to Cardano. This number here really doesn't accurately represent the total TVL because of this liquid non-custodial staking invention, right? So that's pretty unique. But the calculation, okay, where you could do with other projects like the Cardano native assets in the model portfolio. We're going to get to the model portfolio in a second. It's been actually a really exciting day. So I'm happy to share with you the growth of the model portfolio. Those tokens that are in the model portfolio, you can gain an understanding in many of them in their own backend, track the TVL within them. Okay. And so you could do these calculations. And just like I said, okay, I have my notes here. The total value lockup ratio is you take the market capitalization, like how much market cap is in the token right now, and you divide that by the total value lockup. And in most cases, if you're an OG member, you gain access to all 50 of the assets in the portfolio with links to their websites and logos. And I suggest that if you're looking at these websites from those links, when you become an OG member, bookmark them to be safe, because parentheses here, there are imposters that create websites that look exactly like them that are just different in a way. And if you're not paying attention, if you're new, if you're just like rushing into this, you can fall victim to some of these scams and hacks and rug pulls. Okay, so you become an OG member. We have the correct linkage, bookmark it to be safe. I hope to see you as an OG member here soon, right? I hope to see you as an OG member. Sign up, right? We're not going to have this OG membership for long. And we do a lot of work for you all out there. Check out our roadmap, okay? Check out our roadmap. We got a lot of really good stuff on the calendar. We have, what do we have completed? Okay. We got stuff in progress right now. And here are some things planned. And if you are an OG member, it is NFT releases. Okay. We're going to definitely we're going to come out with our own token. We're going to have our ISPO, right? I'm actually working with some prospective stake pool operators that do have the technical ability to do that work, and I'm looking to partner with if any of you out there are like, yeah, I'm technically sound to do run a stake pool, reach out. Okay, send us an email, because I'm on the hunt to collaborate with somebody who wants to run a stake pool. Okay, and you can check into that. I can send you the metrics. But come on into our OG membership. It's basically free. I mean, for $47, it's what you're going to get is pretty exciting. And I've already given out some memos that are extremely current to some news happenings right now that are going on in the model portfolio, which we'll look at right now. Okay. Here's our model portfolio summary. Here we go. We're off the chart. AGIX, right? I gave you the bonus. AGIX CNT1 was the first to go off the chart, so it was highlighted in green. The chart down here is highlighted in green, and we readjusted the chart. Okay, so the first chart was from 0 to 0.5. Okay, with the midline being around 0.25. And so what we do when a token goes off the chart is we color code it. And then we put a little 1 here, and then we readjust the chart such that now we double that again. And as you can see, AGIX is actually it's knocking on the door to come off the chart again. And that is why I'm tracking this, because I do think that some of these will go off the chart several times. Okay, and we'll look at that here. We are going to do our growth tracker. Let's see how the portfolio has been performing, right? So we started in 125, January 25th. The portfolio was 581,317. And boom, look at today, 228. Markets are rising. There's been steady growth. We're very fortunate and happy to see some steady growth. And today's number, $864,250. That is over a $300,000 gain in just over 1 month. Okay. So OG members, where you at, right? OG members, where you at? And we're tracking this in real time. This is actually the entire portfolio tuned just like our little mini charts, where I'm intending the portfolio growth tracker to actually come off the chart, which it's nearing. It's nearing in short time. Okay, so this is a very exciting time. And this is the 219 is when AGIX went off the chart. And then what happens is we bring it back to white. And then when it goes off the chart again, it will color code it another color so that you can see exactly when these happens. Because I know this chart can look a little complex. Okay. And if we go back to off the chart, we have some prospective projects that are getting close to doubling. In real time, you got a lot that are going sideways. Some are going down. Okay. Some are going up. And it's very exciting, right? There's still so much time for you to grasp and understand the opportunity before you, right? Not every single one is going up. That's something very powerful to understand, is that not all of these are going up, but they're so early in their infancy that when they do go up, they go up pretty grand, pretty fast. Okay, so CNT5 is going way up, CNT7. And if you'd like to see the actual off the chart charts in real time in my 27 or my top 25 here, you could become an inner circle group member where you get that full access. Okay, so it's an exciting time. Right now in the portfolio, we're growing. One other thing that I'd like to share with you that I'm putting together that'll come out in Q2, so April 1st, we're going to come out. Something to note also is that due to Cardano's liquid non-custodial staking mechanism, most of these assets are actually growing in quantity. So what we're doing is we're tracking the growth of them in dollar value pegged to the token total quantity that we started with. But what we're formulating right now is that every quarter we're going to update the actual quantities of these as they're growing within the Cardano liquid non-custodial staking mechanism. And every single Cardano native token enjoys that same privilege in the principles of how Cardano developed the opportunity for native assets. And when Crypto Fluency comes out with its coin, we will also enjoy that liquid non-custodial staking mechanism and help and deliver that out to the community as well, such that you could take some rewards if that's something you're interested in. And remember, OG members and inner circle group members are going to get specific NFTs that have some great value, that could have some potential great value in the future. Now that's coming up in our roadmap. You can check that out, okay, in the years to come. This is just to show you that we have a long-term vision. And I also want you to recognize that it's not about putting your tokens on the exchange and like sitting there with them, right? I help many people with understanding how to approach cryptocurrency trading and investing, from like an educational standpoint. And most of them, if not like 90%, unfortunately, they just sort of like buy a little Cardano and they keep it on the exchange. Like they just let it sit on the exchange, and they just cannot connect the understanding and the reasoning to move that from the exchange, off of the exchange, and into a Cardano wallet, and then delegate that now to a stake pool so that they can begin to gain rewards from that. And so I have learned and want to express and educate the community that these numbers are also growing in quantity. And so we're going to look at what it would be like when this number here, so this number is actually lower than the actual number if I were to right now add all of my rewards. And so I'm going to show you that on a quarterly basis. All right. So now's the time to jump in. Now's the time to jump into cryptofluency.io and check out what we have. Collaborate with us. We're excited about what we have going on. Okay. Bitcoin's knocking at its previous all-time high. Who knows what can happen, right? There's a lot of factors we have no idea about. It's a very complex space. And we like to make the complex crypto knowledge simple for you by focusing on the Cardano ecosystem, the number one blockchain that focuses on the securitization of the protocol and tokens and wallets and your financial sovereignty, focuses on the security of it more than anything. Okay. They're a little bit more quiet, but I rest and sleep well at night knowing that there is a super engineered focus mixed with calculus, deep math, computer science, and furthermore technology that goes into the implementation of this protocol and every single asset that we showcase. Okay. So you saw the disclaimer. It's not financial advice. You're going to make your own decisions. That's what you should be doing. And until then, I'll see you all in the next video. I'm excited for what's to come, and I'll see you in the OG membership real soon. Until then, next time, stay strong, stay diligent.